Uh, so welcome to everybody who is joining the webinar today. My name is Mike Wood. I'm going to be your presenter today. And what we're going to do tonight is go through some more details about using Surplus for eBay. And I want to talk about the different options and some of the things that can be found and done through Surplus. Um, some of the things that I've done and give you some tips. So let's pull it up and look at some of these items here today. Let me log in. Hopefully that's the right password. There we go. So I wanted to discuss a little bit of some of the items that I've found recently that have done well for me, and talk a little bit about how you can find these types of products. What I'm going to focus on today, I think, is looking at finding your niche. If and this doesn't have to be, you don't have to do a niche necessarily if you're doing a surplus, yard sale, thrift store type stuff. But oftentimes it will be a little easier for you if you do have some sort of a focus, because then you can look for that particular type of thing. Okay, and uh, and that'll help you in your listings. You become familiar with it. You become more comfortable with that type of a product, and you're able to price them easily. So when you see them at yard sales, estate sales, or thrift stores or surplus auctions, you have an idea of the value already. And so that helps you in doing the research that you're doing as you're out looking for products. Now, as you can see from my listings, I don't have a specific focus necessarily on the products that I work with. I'm going to do anything that I can find that has potential profit. And I always do some pre-sale research before I sell an item. And so if we look at some of the things that I've sold recently here in the past couple days, let's do just a little bit of that research and kind of see what is out there, see if we see any trends. And we do see right away here, I can see some bit of a trend in some of the things that I've done. And so this, you might say, is one of the niches that I focus on, and that's car parts. So right here we've got an item, a Stant fuel tank gas cap, an item that just recently sold here today. And in fact, that's was just in the last few minutes here that one sold. And I missed it. I didn't even recognize that had gone through. But this is one where I got a whole lot, a box full of these gas caps. And what I did when I looked at these products, any of these that I do this kind of research. But I saw the product available at the auction, and I went out and researched to find similar items. Okay, so this particular one, I've sold all that I have, two of them that I had of this same number. Stant fuel tank gas cap. So what I'll do is I'll go in and do a little bit of research ahead of time before I place a bid on this type of thing, or before, if you're looking at yard sales or estate sales or thrift stores, what have you, do some quick research. Okay, so I can just do I can take out the brand. We'll put the item number, fuel tank, gas cap. I'm going to take out those two words. All right. And now we've got more results. See, that went from 1 to 15 because I simplified the search to broaden it a bit. Okay, and you can see that they are still, a lot of them, if not all, are Stant. And then I'm going to come over and look at completed listings. And I do this just real quick, like I am here, a quick bit of research, and I can see there's one that sold for 13, mine that sold for 970, one that was listed for 14.99, another sell at 13, another sell at 16.32. And a quick glance tells me there's a lot of green here. A lot of the items of this type that are listed are selling. Okay, And so that's good. That's good for us. That's good news. That's a good thing to see. And I can see comparing that this is the same item. Well, I had a whole box of many of these available, and I look at that and say, okay, they're worth approximately $10 a piece. After shipping, maybe $8 a piece. So if I can get the entire box for $10, I sell one, maybe two, and I've got my money back plus a little bit of profit. If there's 10 of them in that box, well, that's worth some pretty good money, right? And that's the kind of results I had from this one. It was a listing of or it was a lot of many items. Okay. So quick research tells me this is what they're worth. Now I have to decide how much am I willing to pay for the item, and that's really what it comes down to with this type of approach. Now let's look at we're going to look at a few of the different car parts that I have, but along with this research, I want to just show you a little bit of what you might see, whether this is an estate sale or a surplus auction. Everything is a little bit different each time. But let's go in here and let's look at this. Oh, that's one that I'm working on. I better not do that. We'll go over here and open a new tab. And we're going to show you a little bit that's available out there at one of the auction houses that I use. And if we go into past auctions, we can see some of these that there we go. So here's one where I got 13 items because I can't see. I can only see these items if it's something that I won. Otherwise, the past auction items aren't available. So this will take us in so we can see some of this. And so here's a prime example where I saw a good product to work with. And this will tell you something else that is really valuable. And maybe this will be part of our focus today. In fact, I think that would be a real important part of what we're talking about tonight. When you're looking for surplus goods, liquidation, closeouts, estate sales, anything like that, you're going to have an easier time making a good profit and enjoying your time if you buy something where you have multiples of the item. Okay, multiples will allow you to continually sell that item over and over again. If we go back and look at my listings, you can see this. This one, for example, I had multiple similar items, two of this exact item, but I have a lot of those, many of those types of products that are just slightly different. It's so easy to do a sell similar type listing once I create one. So I do my first listing, and then after it's completed, I've got an option to just click sell similar. And maybe I've got one here that's almost done, and I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, it looks like this should let me complete. So let's see if we can go through this here. And all right, so we list our item, complete the listing. And now it shows us the item there. We could go in and click the item. We've got the item number. Or we can either sell another item, which would be a different type of item, or we can click this sell similar item. Well, I happen to have more of that product. They're just slightly different. So I can click that right there, sell similar. And that brings me right into the listing designer again. And it's got all the details of the previous auction that I just created or the previous listing that I did. And all I have to do is make the adjustments for this new item that is similar. Okay, and this is another one of the car parts that I have where I have many of this type of product. And there's just a slight difference. So we'll remove the images. We'll come in here and make a change to the title for the product ID. And make those just make those slight adjustments here, okay? And I'm just going to go through this briefly here, just so you can see how quick and easy it actually can be. And this one is, so that's a straight as well. So there, that's all I have to do is change that. Now this item number here is also down here, so I'll replace that. The size is down there. in this area, so I'll replace that. And then my title I have down in my description area. And so I'll replace that. Okay. And there we go. I've got my my next listing together. I'll leave the price similar. This one had 3 lots instead of just 2. Now all I have to do is take a quick picture of my product, and I've got it in there. Literally 2 minutes to do my next listing. And I've got probably 6 or 7 products that are similar to this one. And so in a matter of 10 minutes, I can put up several items. You know, I've got either 2 or 3 of each of these, and if I've got 10 different versions, well, there I've got 20 items or more that can be listed in 10 minutes. And so if you do that when you're doing your research, you find items that have multiples, then that's going to help you in doing your listings more quickly, and that is going to result in getting a better profit margins as you go forward. Okay. So I saw the car parts, and that's something that I saw was selling for me and working, and I thought, yeah, I can do that. So these, even though there's a lot of those that are different, heck, if I spend $10 on the box, I sell 1 or 2 of those, and then I've got 30 more that are going to sell over the, you know, however many months it takes them to sell, and I'm going to make money on all of them. This was another item that I saw. I had a whole box of these. I ended up, I think, with about 39 of these little pumps, and I paid, oh gosh, I think maybe $13. I saw that they were selling for about $11 a piece. And so I think I paid probably about $13 for the entire box of all 30 of those. So again, 2 of them sold. That covered my my costs and gave me a little bit of profit. Everyone after that has just been pure profit, and this person bought 2 of them. They're an easy thing for me to ship, so I don't mind doing that. So that's one of the most valuable things I think I can teach you with surplus and liquidation. If you can find something that has multiples of the same thing or similar items, it is so much easier to get them up there, list it once. You've got, you know, this one, for example, I've got dozens of those same items. List it once, put in how many you have, and you end up with more time to do other listings and things. Okay. Just to show you the power of something like this, let's look at this item right here. This was the auction that I pulled up over here. Now, these are little electrical connectors. I bought some of these at one auction, and somebody came in and outbid me on most of them. I had bids of between 20 to 30, and I think even $40 on some of these boxes. And this is what it looks like. It's a box of 2 boxes. So each lot had 2 boxes of these little connectors. And I saw that the connectors were selling for about 50 cents a piece. So here's one where I sold 25 connectors. I've sold 3 lots of these so far since I put them up last week. And most of them have sold, 2 of them sold for $9.97. One made an offer through the little button there and sold for $7.97. So those are a pretty good deal. So anyway, if we go over and look at this, each of these boxes, 2 boxes in each of these lots, each box has 2,500 of those little items in there. So do the math on that. 25 of them selling for $10. I've got 2,500 of those items in each of these little boxes. Okay. And so I was willing to pay a fairly decent price for each of those. Basically, I paid about 25 to $30 per 2,500 box. Okay. And those they'll sit around for a long time. I'll have those to sell for the next year or 2 or 3, but I'm going to make a pretty penny over that time because I'm selling them in small lots, just a handful. Literally, 25 can fit in my hand, and selling those for $10 a piece. So that's essentially what, about $1,000 per box there, so $2,000 per lot, $50 turning into $2,000, not a bad turnaround. Okay, I love that. And the great thing about this purchase here is I have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 lots of the same thing, and then I had one other lot from the week before. So 10 lots of the exact same item essentially. I do one listing, and I actually did a few of these. I did 3 or 4 listings. So I did 25. I think I did a 50, 100, and I even have a lot up there with the entire box of 2,500 in case somebody wants to buy that many. And so I put those listings up there in just a quick few minutes. Took a few pictures, used the same pictures for each listing, and just changed the number of items available in the listing, and then put them up. And now all I do is rake in the money as they sell over however much time it takes them all to sell. But it's a great consistent seller for me. It's not something that I have to go and relist. It's just always up there. I've got it set as good till canceled, so either I have to sell out or choose to cancel the item. Okay. So with surplus, one of the best things you can do is find lots that have multiples of the same thing. This one had 2 of that product, for example. Let's go back and just show you another example here. I had 23 lots that I won. Did we have some multiples on that? There's more. Yeah, there's again 2 each on each of these lots of these seat covers. And I've got a lot of those listed, and that's what I won a lot on this week, a whole bunch of those seat covers, and that's this item right here. So they sell for $22 a piece, and I spent basically $3.50 a piece because these are lots of 2. Okay, so I got quite a few of those, and then this one. This had 3 in the lot, exact same items, and they're worth about $65 a piece. I've got those listed. I have several watchers on them. Haven't sold any of those yet, but I'm holding out at that higher price for now. But I may go in and just lower that a little bit. I mean, gosh, I paid $10 a piece for them essentially. If I sell those for $40 each, that's quadrupling my money there. It's not bad. And then let's go and look at this one and see what I did there. And here, this is another one that has been fun for me, these blower motors. And they've had a lot of these, and there you can see another lot of those little ideal connectors that I ended up with. But this week, I got a lot of these blower motors. Many of them were individual at $5 a piece. There's some phone cases that I got lots of, and then here's some more blower motors where I got 3 of them for $7 and $9 each. Here's several lots of these items. A hitch tote bag, sold one of those the other day. See if there it is right there, $17, and I got a bundle of them for $5, $6 a piece that week on those items. So I try to do this where I can create one listing for 10 items or one listing for 100 items. Or if I'm doing multiple different listings, like each of these fans are different items, all I have to do is change a few quick things, a different picture and a different, slightly different title like the item number, just like I was showing you over here. And it really doesn't take that much time once you get comfortable with this, you get familiar with it. But it really does go a lot faster if you have more than one of the same item. This is one that I was wishing that I had more of. I sold out on this one here, but I had 6 of this little item. Tiny little thing. It's only about, I don't know, maybe 3-4 inches long. Little piece of metal. And these I found in the bottom of a box of liquidation that I got, or surplus. And that's another thing that I really enjoy with the surplus approach is sometimes, and we'll see if I can show you one of those lots here, sometimes you go into a surplus situation where you can get a lot that's just a box of miscellaneous stuff. And I I like to do that every now and then because of the hidden treasures that are in there. And this was one of those. I didn't buy. I look at the box. I find something in there that I know is worth money, and I say, okay, I know I can make $5 on that one item right there, and there's three of them. So there's $15, and then I've got all this other stuff scattered around it. There's probably a lot in there that's worth some money. And so I'll buy the lot based on that $15 I know I can make. Maybe I'll pay $5. Maybe I'll go ahead and pay $10 for it because I know I'm going to have other stuff in there. Well, this is one such situation. I didn't know the value of this item. Fortunately, it had some writing on it that allowed me to look up and see what it was. And I was shocked to see this little piece of metal was selling for $25 a piece. And I sold all six of them and wished that I had more. And most of them sold for that $25 mark. There were some that offered lower offers, and I declined them. One low offer that I accepted. But that was good income. Again, this was probably a box where I paid $10 for the entire box because of something else I knew was in there, and just from this one item, I made over $100, and it was a surprise item. I had another one like that sold today that was an item in the bottom of one of those such boxes, again, that I probably paid $5 to $10 for the box. And it had this little wonder in there. Had no idea what it was, but it had some numbers on it. Had the right there at the bottom, it's got a number that I could look up. So I looked that up, and then had another number somewhere that I was able to look up, and I'm not seeing exactly where it is, but I looked up the number, found out what the item was, listed it, and boom, $60 from something that from one item out of a box of many that probably cost me $6 to $10. This was the same kind of thing. These car parts here, struts or charge gas charge lift supports. I've sold quite a few of those as well at $17 a set, and bought a whole box of them for much less than that. Okay, so one of the most valuable things that you can do when looking at surplus and liquidation and even thrift stores or estate sales and yard sales, garage sales, is to find lots of similar items, because it speeds things up. It allows you to do one listing and sell over and over and over. Okay. So let's look at some of the other things that I had here. I just wanted to give you a few other tidbits to think about. And that's another one of the fun things that you get when you're looking at surplus. You learn a lot about these things. You got to do a little bit of research sometimes. But now I know what to look for. If I go back to that auction, like this, for example, chainsaw guide bars. Well, those will typically sell for $20 to $30. One of the lots I bought had over a dozen of these in the box, and I had researched the value and I knew what they would sell for. So I think I might have paid $20 or $30 for the entire lot. And then once again, one of them sells. Yeah, I had to list each, some of them were a little different, so I had to change some of the details in the title, but there was some serious cash in that. Again, a lot that I paid maybe 20 or 30 for and made probably a couple hundred out of that entire lot. And so that was a fun one. The phone cases, they sell for very low amounts, but I probably paid less than $50 for a box of hundreds of these phone cases, and I paid for those. I bought those last year sometime, and they're still selling. I still have dozens of these iPhone cases available that I just keep selling, and it's quick and easy for me to do that. So some people, when they look at this, think about the work involved, and aren't interested in handling the product or doing that kind of stuff. But if you can go in and see, and I'm not sure where to find the details, I want to show you a little bit of what it can turn into as far as sales. And For some reason, I'm not seeing that. They used to put it up here on my seller account over on the side. But anyway, you can see just from the fees, if we're looking at 9-10% fees, and I'm paying $400 or $500, sometimes $600 a month, well, that's equates to $5,000-6,000 in sales every month just from this stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of small stuff there, but it adds up to some pretty good money when you have hundreds of them to sell. So just in closing, I want to look through this, and let's just look at how many items I'm selling that actually have multiples. And so if we look in just the last couple days, so between the 24th and the 23rd, this item was a multiple. This item was a multiple. So there's 2. This one was an item that I had multiples. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe that was the same person. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're going back now. All right. So anyway, we got about 10 or so different items just within the past couple days that are selling over and over and over again because I had multiples from them. So if you're going to go out there looking for products to sell, don't shy away from the onesie twosie stuff that can be a land, a gold mine. If you can see a landslide profit, and you're looking at a great profit, something that you can sell for $50-$60, and you can pick it up for $5. Hey, by all means, let's do that. But keep your eyes peeled for those items where you have lots of many of the same type of item, because that's a good way to really build up your business and have some great returns from a surplus type inventory business. So I hope this has been helpful. I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody does have some questions on some of this. So if there's any burning questions about doing surplus with eBay, go ahead and submit that here, and let me know. I'll hang around a minute to see if we do have any questions that need to be answered. I'm not seeing anything come in yet. Now, I know this is kind of an advanced approach to eBay. It's not the way I started. When I started eBay, I've been doing eBay for many, many years, and this is something that just in the past few years I've been real interested in doing. So it's something that you can build up to. So again, I don't really see any questions here. If these questions do come up, please contact your coach. We're happy to answer any questions that you might have to help you continue working your business, and if you want to make this a part of your business.